for those people who have survived that horrific event, may have lost loved ones, no doubt had all of their worldly possessions burnt, and yet it's just offering them a 12-month immigration amnesty, regardless of their immigration status, instead of what I think is the human but also the common sense thing to do, and that is to say, no, you guys, you've been through unimaginable horrors in our country, and even if you are here illegally, you can continue to live here forever. Now, of course, if it turns out that someone is here illegally who happened to live in that tower, did go through all that, and it turns out that they are actually not just here illegally, but have committed in the past a criminal offence for which they haven't yet been punished, and maybe the goalposts start to change. But basically, come on, let's do the decent thing. Tim didn't agree. Quite a few people haven't agreed this morning, at least on text and tweets and emails. I want to know what you think. Do you agree with me or do you disagree? Don't worry, if you do disagree with me, well, we can have it out. But I'll let you have your say. Paddy's in Doncaster in South Yorkshire. What do you make of it?
Good evening, Matthew. Well, I'm at a loss as to why we seem to have this right-wing angle to these people that are living in the Grenfell Tower. I can't see why they're being treated as though they're illegal immigrants. I'm not really sure what that phrase means, if I'm honest, because every human is legal, in my opinion. I'm not right sure what this phrase means when people are talking about housing and they're talking about legislation in terms of fire. But surely this debate comes down to one thing. And it comes down to one thing and one thing only, and that's about life. And all these people that have been talking before me have totally taken the wind out of my sails. I was actually wanting to talk about the greed and the homelessness and all the rest of it as to why the people that ended up in Grenfell Tower ended up there in the first place. And we all know why that is, because of Paget Brown and all the rest of it shoving young people into dodgy, false, safe housing that wasn't fit for purpose.
Well, we don't know that, of course, so that's quite a serious allegation to make against the former Tory leader of the Council of Chelsea.
It's a serious allegation. It is most a serious allegation, and it's.
Well, where's your evidence for it, Paddy?
Well, my evidence is that when the Tory government started this deregulation of health and safety, they started, as I recall, burning health and safety and all this kind of carry on. They started moving people from war zones into the poorest areas of our society. Now, that wasn't a coincidence. They didn't start to burn health and safety, and they didn't start to move these people in at the same time. That was no coincidence. Now, personally, I don't mind that. I would much rather these people be in a working class area, like mine and like those areas in London. I would much rather them be there, because those people can look after them. However, as it stands, we've got a situation that these people have been left alone in this tower, and they've been seriously betrayed. And we all know why, because it's about money. We all know that it's about fire cuts. And Mr. Johnson and all the rest of it has continuously pushed this mantra of fire cuts. I'm fighting fire cuts in South Yorkshire against a Labour fire authority. Mr. Johnson, he's a Conservative. He's pushing fire cuts in London.
Well, Boris Johnson is no longer Mayor of London, of course. I would just say something. I think the idea that there are no doubt people on the right of British politics who would go for a bonfire, or have gone for, in their ideology anyway, for a bonfire of regulations. But the idea that the Tories, whether local Tories or government Tories, and I've never voted Tory in my life, deliberately moved vulnerable people into dangerous housing. I don't believe that to be the case, which isn't to say agree that people from perhaps very different political backgrounds may have a lot to answer for when it comes to the public inquiry into Grenfell Tower. But, Paddy, just very finally, I do want to get your answer on it. I assume, from what you've been saying, that you think all of these people, all these survivors, should be given unlimited stay in this country. They should have permanent residency. Am I right?
Well, that was the third point, actually. It's unbelievable that we're actually asking these people to accept a 12-month amnesty.
So they should stay forever. Is that your view?
Ever and 1 year more.
Paddy, thank you. You made your view very, very clearly on that, and I thank you for it.